Hiya, it's Monday motivation time again. I'm feeling rather twinkly. First, I'm going to open up my motivation, not very motivationally apologising. I'm really sorry I didn't get last week's Thursday thoughts out because, as you know, I cycle through different subjects, and so one week we will be very, esoteric and deep diving into spiritual connections. Another week we'll be looking at very much physical well-being, because I specialise in coaching and supporting people who have fibromyalgia, who want to reverse those that condition and recover, because that's something that I know all about because I did that many years ago. And then we look at toxic work environments and these keywords, narcissist. It's banded all over the internet often at the moment, but you will find narcissist psychopaths at work, and there are really key indicators about how you can recognise them. When I was thinking back to how I felt in my last organisation, that rethinking, that remembering actually made me really ill again for a few days. That's why I'm not keen on talking therapies, because actually as you talk, words empower things, and you can trap those feelings inside your body. So what we're going to do today actually is focus on you, your values, your soul values, and a little exercise I might have done before of how you can find your own values. Okay, now what I want you to do, and this will take about 15 minutes. There's 5 stages to it, and it's really to see if you're in alignment with your environment. And actually, before I start that, I really want to say to you, the organisation you work for might have values that they print, but you know if you're feeling that in the workplace. So when we talk about toxic workplaces, we're talking about that environment being toxic to you. So often when you apply for a job, you think, my values fit these values, and I will be valued, I will be paid correctly, I will be appreciated, etc., etc. But when you get into these environments, all too often the workplaces feel toxic. Now, your feelings are your absolute true indicator of the truth around you, not posters or rhetoric or whatever. And so often what happens that we start to feel, well, we were lied to. We were sent a job description that said these are the values of an organisation, and in good faith you apply and you think it's a match, and when you're out of alignment, you will know that you're out of alignment because you feel it. Now, what happens at work is then we try harder. We think, oh, it must be us. It must be us that needs career development, that needs personal development. And we try harder and harder. And in that trying, what you're actually doing is shaping yourself to fit the environment which is toxic to you. Because if your values aligned with the values of the organisation that you applied to work for, and when you're there, you're feeling a toxic misalignment, it's making you ill. It's making your soul, your mind, your psyche, and your physical body ill. It's not you. It's just a misalignment. And it wasn't a misalignment with the words that you applied for the job with. It's a misalignment because that environment is toxic to you. Now, people are just people, and everyone's people, everyone is individual, and we're all learning and we're all working towards creating those values. But once you feel it physically, and you physically feel anxious and sick and don't want to go to work, that is an environment that is toxic to you. So first thing I want you to think of is 5 times that you were really standing in your truth and you felt it and you were celebrated and it just felt awesome, and those moments, 5 memories in your life, they may be very fleeting moments. You might think, oh, I never felt happy in my life, but it could have been when you mastered that ollie on the skateboard when you were young, or it could be achieving something academically, or so on and so forth, winning the X Factor or whatever. All of these moments are fleeting, as you find out in life, but those moments when you are absolutely you. And I want you to write down 5 moments. So for me, those moments were giving birth. I felt really connected, powerful, you know, that universal love, intense. I know a lot of women, you know, have very difficult time birthing, and we have difficult time being born, but for me that was like really awesome. Swimming with a dolphin, that connection, that was very calm and joyful, but it was a real, like, yes, I felt connected to the whole, to my soul. Taking my son to spend time and work in China, not him, me, because it's a place that's really, really close to my heart, and that felt really good. And watching him cycle around Yangshuo with a smile on his face, that was like, you know, it just was a moment that I felt so connected, awesome, powerful. That was 3. What were the other ones? I've forgotten my own special moments there. Giving birth, taking my son to China, swimming with dolphins. Oh, I know, when I was 15, I sang soprano chorus at the Albert Hall in a choir of 500. And it was so amazing. And that was like, wow, you know, using my voice to really feel connected with my soul. So it's those awesome moments when you felt connected to you were celebrated. Okay, just jot down 5 memories. So they're your prompts. They're your memories. That was stage 1. Now this is stage 2. What I want you to do is, under each of those headings, write adjectives, your descriptive words. So it could be supportive, collaborative, self-respect. It might be powerful, awesome, intense. It could be a colour. You might have felt, it's what you feel, what you felt in that moment. You might have felt golden or red. I don't know, that's not a very good, you know, but that might be your powerful colour. Those words can, you know, they're descriptions for your moment, when you felt connected as you. So for each heading, so for example, you know, for me, singing at the Albert Hall, free flow, that thought, as many adjectives and descriptive words, not of what you saw, not of the scene, not of looking back what it meant, but how it felt in that moment. Expansive or calm, you know, how it felt. And just free flow under each of those subheadings. And just keep going with each of those until you've absolutely exhausted. You know, don't make them up. Don't look for words when you didn't feel it, but really connect your heart and your soul, and through your solar plexus, feel those moments, relive those moments. Jot down those words. So I hope this is a motivational way to start on Monday. So when you've written down, free-flowed, how you felt in each of those 5 moments, now what you're going to do is something very practical. I want you to write down each word. You can stick it on a spreadsheet if you like, or just tally it up on the paper that you've used to journal on free flow. How many times you've used those words. So basically you have just worked 4 of those steps out of 5 on that modality of working out what your soul alignment should be with your workplace. Okay, so are you still with me? You finished that exercise. So for me, when I looked at my 5 memories, the word joy came up out of 4 as a descriptor for 4 out of 5 of those. That's really high. It was high on my agenda. So, you know, to create joy, to experience joy, clearly is very important for me, right? You know, that's where we're going with this. So as you tally up your words, that is your values, your alignment. Okay. Now what I want you to do is put those words, you can put them on paper or just in your head. Which ones have the most marks? Which ones came up more for you? And your top 3, 5 or 10 words will absolutely jump out at you. And these are your values. You're here as a soul. You've come to earth to experience, this life. You were born to experience this life. And if you use these values to guide you, then you are going to live the most awesome life. So there is a logic here, okay? Now, I want you to look at those words that really come up, the top 3, the top 5, the top 10. And out of those words, write yourself or think yourself, if you don't want to write them down. So you've written down 5 memories that you felt your most awesome, those moments in your life that were special to you, where your soul was totally connected with what you were doing. You've listed your descriptive words, and then you've tallied them up to see which of those words, which of those feelings were came up most for you and were most, that's your alignment, right? Now, I want you to take those 3, 5, 10 words, those descriptive words, and then turn them into value statements for yourself, okay? And I'm just going to give you my examples. So I'm going to read these from, yes, I know, I should know them off heart. We've turned them into company values. I know that. Right. For me, words like calm and stillness, things that I didn't have enough in my life. So my value was knowing that we manifest through calm stillness. Words like compassion and connected. So we cultivate a sense of connectivity through compassion, culture and spiritual connectivities. That's me. They're my values. Words like allowing time for happiness and joy and pleasure. Allowing time. So making sure in my business life that this project, this work stream, this task, we allow time in all of those, in our projects, for happiness, for joy and for pleasure. And some play as well. Play, yes, it turned out, was quite important to me, and I haven't done enough of that in my life. For me, those values were allowing, facilitating unconditional love, being a channel for unconditional love by standing in wonder and awe. So congratulate yourself for sticking with that process. What you should have now is a memory of 5 times when you felt your absolute best. Your soul was in alignment with the universe. You were celebrated as a human being. It could have been a 1-second moment or a whole day moment. You have written down descriptors, adjectives, words around that experience and free flowed them. Then under each of those subheadings, your 5 moments, you've looked at the words you use most. Now, those words describe when you are in alignment with your soul on your life journey. And then what you have done is taken those words and thought or written or made a video of whole sentences that become your values, and your values become your life guiding principles. Now, your feelings are the indicator of whether you're in alignment or not. So when you get a bad feeling, it's just letting you know that you're not in true alignment. So why do we do this? Because when you're in true alignment with you, you will find that everything flows more easily. You will manifest wealth and health with ease. You will be at your most healthy. And your life journey, your relationships with other people, your relationships at work, your work environments will be the correct place for you at the correct time. Okay. Now, your life values, they are your fundamental guiding principles. They are yours and yours alone. They are the values to which your soul is aligned on your journey. you need to then look at your own values and make sure that every decision and every action that you take is in alignment, and you will feel it through your solar plexus. You'll feel it in your heart. Now, I hope that was helpful. So all that's left to say is my thanks to Victor, Aaron and Matt of last year's Full-Time Purpose, who introduced me to that little exercise that I found really helpful. And I promise you that if you use that exercise and align your life with you, with your soul, your life is going to be so much happier, so much better, so much easier. So with that, I leave you.